Theo Hernandez to Al-Hilal. Almost done, guys. Theo is not going to be anymore our left back. Romano and Moretto, they both confirmed that Al-Hilal is a step close to sign their new left back for 30 million plus 5 of bonus. The salary is not clear yet, but definitely it is going to be something that in Europe we can only dream of. Theo is gonna move to Saudi Arabia, and Milan is gonna be left alone. It's gonna be left without, in my opinion, one of the best left back in the world. Reason is clear, because they couldn't renew the contract of Theo, so the club decided to sell him before to somebody that, yes, is able to spend 30 million on Theo Hernandez. Nobody else in Europe wanted. It is quite clear, not because he's not good, but maybe they have other priorities. However, it's quite clear that nobody else in Europe wanted him, so he decided to go to Al-Hilal. Otherwise, Milan will lose Theo Hernandez for free. Of course, this club doesn't really care about talk to the players and try to understand, try to find a middle ground and try to find a partnership that can last even more, especially for players that score more goals than Paolo Maldini itself. In my opinion, after Paolo Maldini, a name for me that comes from the 90s, 2000, the second name that comes up in my mind as a left back has to be Theo Hernandez. Now, it is a legend of Milan. We need to analyze the word legend. What does it mean, a legend? Winning the Champions League means legend. So Kalac, for example, if you remember, the second goalkeeper of Milan, is he a legend because he won 2 Champions League? Does Brocchi is a Milan legend? In my opinion, Theo has to be considered one of the Milan legend of the last 15 years, at least of the last 20 years. Let me be very honest, since the last time that we won the Champions League, for sure. So that means 20 years, bro. You are old. I'm old too, but we are getting old, man. 18 years ago. Okay, so yes, in the last 18 years, I don't remember any other left back good as Theo Hernandez. Probably even in a moment of top Milan, beside Paolo Maldini, who else you remember? So definitely, in my opinion, it has to go there. Okay, Theo Hernandez, that what is gonna leave us to Milan, beside his 31 or 32 goal score, more than Paolo Maldini. Let's say 31 goal. That means he scored more goals than Paolo Maldini. Leaving us those moments, for me, Theo Hernandez, in my opinion, I remember the derbies against Dumfries, they're not going to be the same. The Tonali, the Kessie, though that Milan that had a belief, had a feeling like, oh man, Theo really has the grinta, has the venom. He has a second skin. He's a Rossonero, and I want to believe. I'll be honest with you guys. I want to believe that Theo wanted to stay, but the club didn't want to, so they had to sell him. And I'm sure it's not an easy decision for Theo Hernandez to go away. It's funny because if you think, man, he's gonna earn something like 15 to 17 millions a year, how hard it's gonna be. Man, if I earn those kind of money, I will walk to Saudi Arabia, let me tell you that. But I think after a certain level, earning 8, earning 12 or 15, it's gonna be pretty much the same. Okay, so maybe you rather stay in a city that you already know, that you build up a family, that you have kids, they already go to school here, so changing everything could be more a struggle. But beside that, these are problems that unfortunately me and you, we will never know. But you know how it is. Anyway, Theo Hernandez, in my opinion, was the grinta, was the was the trainer, was somebody that if Theo Hernandez in good shape, you're gonna win that match. Theo, I remember those. One of probably the best goal that I ever experienced in San Siro was the goal from Theo Hernandez against Atalanta in the second match, in the second last match of when we won the Scudetto in 2023. Krunic tackle Theo Hernandez, start from our own defense and slowly run until score. An incredible goal that I still remember right now. I have goosebumps thinking about it. That was what I experienced, the best goal that I ever seen in my life, and that's thanks to Theo Hernandez. Theo Hernandez, I have to also to say thank you, because Theo for us was an animal, was a grinta, was in the mom, was the player of the reborn of this young AC Milan. He was a player that with Paolo Maldini and Pioli, he found a father figure, and he was able really to transmit his technical abilities, his speed, and his vision of victory over a team that it was a banter team. Theo was the first one to sparkle. Remember this. If you passionately watching Milan since always, okay, but especially after the banter era, after the Rio Ave, Theo was the first to sparkle. Everyone else followed later. The Çalhanoğlu, then he was sold, but the Çalhanoğlu, the Kessi, the Rafa Leao, the Victor Mori. The first one was him, and everyone followed. Now we will see what's gonna happen, because I don't know who we're gonna be playing on the left back. Let's talk about Hernandez already as an ex-player. Last year, Hernandez, he was horrible. We have to be honest. Still was able to play a couple of incredible match, and one above everything was the final of Supercoppa. And Theo, when Theo is in shape, you know that you're gonna win. Very possibly, you're gonna win that match. So it's gonna be interesting to know who is gonna be on the left side. I heard some people saying Zinchenko, the guy from Arsenal. I don't think we're gonna be able to support his salary. By my opinion, what is gonna be more important is that Tare and Allegri, they have to choose the left back. Okay, I would like that what's his name, Moncada, go back to do scouting and suggest what is the best profile to Allegri and Tare, and they're gonna pick the right left back for Milan. Now, why Allegri and Tare they didn't stop this selling? Because this club, Giorgino Furlani, doesn't care about what Tare and what Allegri think of it. They clearly don't think, because I don't think any coach, any sport director in the right mind will allow a player like Theo Hernandez to leave. That's my opinion. So that means that they don't have power. Remember how many, when we were talking about the restriction of Tare, the restriction of Allegri, how much is going to be? When they sat down for the first time, both Allegri and Tare, they clearly said, guys, we are going to have to sell TG Renders, we're going to have to sell Theo, and very possibly Mike Maignan. So start to study what is going on around, if we like a new left back, a new goalkeeper, because this player are going to go. Which is very hypocritical, very hypocritical. I don't know if it's the right pronunciation, but I guess you know what I mean. Also because Milan doesn't really have to sell in this time. But however, they decide to sell the best players. The Hernandez, the Renders, very possibly they're going to sell the Mike Maignan. It is honestly, I haven't done a video for a while because I was start to burning out from work, and now also from making videos, from the grind. Also because it's been a freaking long season. And now with this bullshit of Mondiale for club, the World Cup for club, and Milan not doing anything on the mercato because we are all waiting. Probably they are also on holiday. I saw Allegri is actually on holiday in Sardinia. So I thought this is the perfect time for me to go. But if Theo Hernandez is very close to go to Al-Hilal, which is the news of the last minute, I thought it's a good time to do a video. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know, is Theo Hernandez a legend of Milan? Did Milan did well to let him go? I will wait to see what's your comment down below. Remember, I read all of them. Ciao e sempre Forza Milan.